Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm Barbara Jean, and this is the Joy Show, where being you is celebrated. Joy is an acronym for just one you, and that's what we're here to do, to have great conversation and learn a little bit about each other. Well, I'd like to begin today with our land acknowledgement. And I'm standing anyway, on the original land known as Toronto, and we stand with reverence, committed to the sharing of this land. And we acknowledge the genocide committed here, and we choose to courageously move along a new path, creating reconciliation. This land was stolen from the Anishinaabe. The European settlers also stole their culture, their language, their spirituality, and their children. And today, Toronto is covered under Treaty Number 13 and the Williams Treaties, and it is the traditional territory of many First Peoples, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is still today, First Peoples are struggling to be seen and heard. Colonization has created a system of destruction to our First People and to the people forcibly brought here through the transatlantic slave trade and slavery. Toronto was built on stolen land with stolen labor of Black, Indigenous, and racialized people. And in our desire for reconciliation, we honor the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Treaty and agree to peaceably share and care for this land and her people. We are committed to the active dismantling of the colonial system. We are committed to the dismantling of all forms of racism. Miigwech. Well, I am really excited today. My guest comes all the way from Nigeria, although making his home here in Canada now. John Shagan Victor, affectionately known as Mc Zlatan, is a Nigerian MC host, entertainer, bringing power to any stage that he graces. He has a career that is brilliant and came to Canada bringing his joy and laughter and everything here. I'm going to let him tell you a whole lot more about his journey. Please welcome MC Zlatan. Hey, how are you?
Hey.
Hey, there you
Whoa.
are. Welcome.
Oh, it's a pleasure, man. I'm honored. I'm honored to be here. I'm honored. I'm honored. I'm honored. I'm
Oh,
honored.
I'm so grateful that you are. I've watched you do a couple of events, and I gotta say, you have a way of getting the crowd going.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
love
you.
it. How'd you get into this field? What brought you here?
Well, I have to say, first of all, I want to say you're doing an amazing job. The Joy Show brings joy to people. And maybe the name of the show was coined from the intention of you putting smiles on the faces of people, and that's where the name was coined from. But I want to say you're doing an amazing job. I want to say thank
Oh,
you on
thank
behalf of everyone that's been on this platform before me and that would come after me. I'm saying thank you.
thank you so much. I
This
appreciate
is a major one, and I'm saying thank you.
it. Oh,
So, Zlatan the brand. Your question was how did I get here, or how?
yeah. I mean, how did you come up with the names Latin for starters?
Okay,
And this career of yours is, I mean, like I say, I've watched you. You are a master.
thank you, thank you. So the name, way back in my university days, I am a very good PlayStation player.
Yeah.
And my favorite football, I love football a lot. I love football. And my favorite football icon is not Cristiano Ronaldo, is not Lionel Messi. His name is Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's from Sweden.
Swedish.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Swedish. So he's someone I really love so much. I grew up liking him. I've always watched his match and all of that. So and I am a very good PS player. I love playing the PlayStation a lot, and I know how to use it.
Yeah.
So I always use the same dude to torment my friends while playing. I score a lot of goals with Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and people started calling me Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So when the career part came, I was thinking of a stage name to use, and I knew Even then, I was in Nigeria. I knew at some point of my life I was going to be international. So I said,
Yeah.
okay, why don't I use a name that would be international?
Okay.
So I thought about different names. I thought about different funny names.
Yeah.
But I said to myself, okay, you want to be international. You know you're going to be international. This I'm saying was like 12 years ago.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah. So I just said, okay, Zlatan is an international name already. So why not? And I said, okay, MC Zlatan, and that's how we're here today.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. I love it. You know, it's always interesting to see how we arrive at, you know, different things when it comes to our careers. So I love that. I love it. Your favorite footballer. Here we call it soccer player, but
You know.
we know.
Yeah.
I love it. So you went to university, studied technology, studied this form of work. Is that?
Yeah, yeah. I went to a university in Nigeria in Oyo State. It's called Ladoke Akintola University of Technology in Obumashaw. I studied economics,
Mhm.
but the entertainment has always been in me. From way back, from it's been in me from like inception. So I just thought, okay, let me inspire people with this greatness, and I just started on the path gradually, and now we're here.
Excellent. So how would you introduce my show?
Oh, you want me to give your show an introduction?
I do. I think that'd be awesome.
You've always wanted me to always do stuff like that. You always wanted me to give that grand introduction. So if I have to give that, I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, from the city of Toronto and beyond, the magnificent, the evergreen, the show that lights up the world. From the name, it gives joy to people. It gives platform to stardom. No other, the one and only, the host that hosts other hosts. She is a host to hosts. She is the host. Her name is Barbara Jean. And of course, you know what the show is. It is the J to the O to the Y show. Give it up for the sensational, the joy show.
Bravo. That was pretty good for having to come up with it. I love it. I love it. So, the journey that you're on now, what brought you to Canada? You moved here in October, so it's only been 6 months.
Yeah.
So, what brought you to Canada, and what do you hope to achieve in your life here?
Uh, man, what brought me to Canada? First, I'm a refugee claimant.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, so I wouldn't want to go into details about some stuff from the background, how what brought me and all of that. Um, but I know that the Canadian space is an international scene,
Yes.
and I have been preparing for this opportunity all my life.
Yeah.
Even if I did not know when it was going to happen, I knew sometime along my journey it was going to happen.
Okay.
And yeah, and all of this you're seeing, all of this you're seeing, it's something I've been preparing for a very long time. And
Yeah.
I know that this is the right space, and I'm just about to, show the greatness, show the world.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So, you're looking for a job in radio. That would be your
Yes.
preference.
Yeah. I used to work in the radio space back in Nigeria. I used to work with Last Giddy FM 90.1 FM. I used to host a radio program called Party After Party, where we bring in talent. We give them opportunities to hear themselves, and people listen to them and all of that. And also we give the audience back home a wonderful moment. A lot of people after facing traffic, they're all tired. We make them talk to to our FM and listen and always have the vibe. I'm the vibe. So
Got to make sure that there's that fun energy, that
always,
exciting energy.
always. You can tell. You can tell. You're a testifier. You can tell.
Oh, I can. In watching you, the amount of joy you bring to the crowd when you're up front is really, I haven't seen a lot of people who can do what you do in the way that you do it. And I really believe that we're born into our field, whatever our natural gift is. And you've
Yeah,
known that this is your gift always.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you never fell asleep and forgot. The rest of us have had napped a little bit and then got to it later,
you
but you
know.
stayed the course. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, do you have family here or friends here that you've come to hang with, or is everything new?
Everything new. Everything new. I came in fresh. I came in new, and I'm already integrating myself to the system. I'm already meeting great people already. I'm already, like you, Ian, my manager. I'm already meeting great people that they people like you. I must commend you because it takes greatness to spot greatness.
Mm,
Yeah, it takes greatness to spot greatness. And I can remember the very first time you saw me perform and you came to meet me and you told me some kind words. And, those words get to me. I really, once I'm being appreciated, it takes a hold of me. I really appreciate that because in Africa, we're not sport with good words. You
mm,
know, we really do not get that often. We really do not get that often. You're good, yes, you're good. We don't care. But when I hear that, yeah, like we don't care. Everyone is good. Everyone does their thing. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, we know you're good. But if you come to an international space and a lot of people are saying, man, people like Ian, and everyone is saying, man, you're good, man. It's always give me a reason to want to do more.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I really do not want to let anyone down. I want to make you guys see that this is just the I've not done nothing yet.
You're just beginning. You're just finding your way in,
I'm just warming up.
warm up. I love
This
it. I
the,
love
the
it.
summer is coming. A whole lot of gigs will be happening. Then you
Yeah,
see.
they will.
A whole
They
lot.
will. There will be a lot coming up for sure, without a doubt. I know that for certain. And it's interesting when we look at the talents that various people have. I believe we are born with a very special something that I always call it something something, but that little special something something that we bring that no one else
Mm,
on the planet can bring the way we do.
true.
Like, the gift that you have is unique to you alone. There isn't another person who could
Thank
duplicate
you.
it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Uh,
Mhm. And so as you move along, there is a lot for you to give and to bring, but also the way that you'll inspire youth, because I think there's a lot of young people who would really resonate with your story, and it might inspire to go into a field that they love rather than a field where they think they might make an income.
that's the point. You
Mhm.
know, a lot of people came into the space wanting to make money.
Yeah.
If you okay, this is Canada, the currency, the exchange rate from back home. If you make 10,000 CAD, convert it to your country, it's gonna be a lot of money because you're coming from Africa. And most people just want to come and make the money. But for me, it has never been my deal. Like
Yeah.
it's never been about the money for me.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be that young man that would make impact. I know where I came from. A lot of people looking up to me, and I always want them to know that if I can come this far, you can go beyond.
Yeah, I agree with you. I look at my life in the same way,
Mm,
coming from whatever challenges there were and
yeah,
arriving at the place I am today.
mm,
I'm so grateful for that because not everybody makes it.
yeah. Not everyone, not
Not
everyone.
everybody makes it.
Thank you to that.
So, yeah. Well, tell me about your childhood and your schooling, your family back home. What was your life growing up like?
Okay, man. Growing up. Growing up was I'm actually the first child. Like I'm the firstborn, the first son, the first child. My dad is a retired police officer back home in Nigeria.
Mhm.
I have siblings, and growing up was not funny at all because I was that guy from the ghetto, from the slum that had a very rough life. I really never had that motherly love. I lost my mom very early, and my dad never had time. He was a police officer, so he was always transferred from one point to another. So I was practically living with different families. So
Okay.
I lived in my first my all through my secondary school days. I went to a boarding school, so I lived with different families. So I could say maybe in my year one I could live with family A, year two family B. I lived in different places, and little did I know that all of this was preparing me for a journey. Like I will always tell people, life is an accolade of a journey. We are all walking through a journey. This path leads to the destination.
It does.
So the moment you're walking through the path, take your learnings from it. There is always learnings from it. The good, the bad, there's always learnings.
Yeah.
The potholes have its learnings. Take your learnings, even if it's bad, even the bad days, there are learnings from it. Take them, use them well. It will yield something great for you eventually.
Yeah, and I think some of the difficulties in our lives are the very things that take us the furthest,
Hmm.
as they interrupt the level of comfort that might be holding us back.
Hmm.
And so that painful interrupt can be the very thing that then propels us in another direction, right? It's,
Yeah.
they say God closes a door but opens a window.
Yeah. Let me share you my first experience on MC.
Yeah.
I've never shared this to anyone before.
Oh, perfect. Okay, go.
So I want this to be on record.
Yeah.
So I was I think I was in my 200 level. And I've had so many MCs in school on campus that were already big and all of that. And I knew I could do something like that, but I needed a push. So I sat down, agreed on my stage name, Mc Zlatan, and there was this event going on. And I walked up to the MC and I say, "Hi, I am an MC. My name is MC Zlatan. Can I have just 2 minutes to perform?" And he says, "Okay." And he says, "Okay." And he went on the mic and he was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, I have somebody here to take the mic from me right now. Please put your hands together for," and he forgot my name. And the next thing he did was he looked at me and said, "Sorry, what's your name again?" I said, "Come, just come, 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 come." And I came and I came to the stage and he gave me the mic. And immediately I held the mic, I forgot everything I planned to say. And I was holding the mic and I was standing like a tree. I got booed. I got really booed. Like, get off the stage, get off the stage. And I was standing. And instead of me to speak, I started crying.
Oh, I love that story.
You know,
Oh,
and I was crying. And I left the stage with shame. And
oh,
I went back and I was like, "Are you sure you can do this?" I'm no, 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 I can't do this. And I went off for like 3 months. You
oh.
know, I went off and I said, for like 3 months, I felt like, no, this wasn't my part. I cannot do this. And on Sunday, I went to church and if an old friend just walked up to me and said, "Z, what's up? What's going on?" I said, "I'm cool." He said, "You still doing your MC thing?" I said, "No." He said, "No, you can do it. You can do it. Great things start this way. So you should, still put effort to it." And I said, "Okay." And I just said, "Okay." And I just started gradually in classrooms, in churches, if events were going on, I said, sorry, can I host for you? Don't worry, I'll do for free. I'm not going to take money for free. So, okay. And I held the mic and I started like that, like that, like that, like that. The first day, the first time I saw my name on a poster, I was so happy.
I'll bet.
That was for me. It was the moment I realized I was heading somewhere with my career. Like, oh, so it means I have achieved something to this point where I could get noticed. My name was on a poster, MC Zlatan. I took a picture of it. I cherished it. I had to run to I went to a restaurant. I bought myself food. I bought myself drink. I started celebrating. I said, "Man, I'm not big. My name on the poster. My name on the poster." You know, and
I love it.
that was the beginning of the journey. That was the beginning.
Wow.
Yeah,
I love hearing how people get their start because I think it really helps us to understand that we don't do it perfect off the top.
true,
It's like there's a moment where we're kind of growing into it and figuring it all out and doing the best that we can, right?
true,
But we're learning.
true.
And yeah, I remember the feeling when I got my ministerial certificate going, the Reverend Barbara. And it's like,
Whoa.
whoa. So just like stepping into ministry was my
Wow.
moment of whoa.
And I'm pretty sure you're gonna ask yourself, how did I get here?
How did I get here? Well, it's interesting because uh, I'm the eldest as well in my family,
Wow.
eldest of 10 children. And
Wow.
I know, go figure. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of
A
people.
lot.
A lot of people. And I know that for me, just even going into ministry was very questionable for my family because some of them are not religious, and the ones that are think that their religion is the right one, and mine is questionable. But it just is what it is. I think it's sometime we have to just stand in who we are and not worry about what the people around us think, say, or do about what we've done. Now, how does your family feel about you moving to Canada?
To be honest, they're all proud.
I
I can I came in I came in October and I've done a couple of events and my dad kept texting me and what I first saw was he changed his profile picture to mine.
Oh,
You
I
know?
love that. You'll have to send him this interview.
Yeah, I would. And
Yeah.
he keeps saying, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Oh, I love
I
that.
think I think God sometimes does his things magically for his own reasons. I give all of the praise to God for whatever it is I am right now and what I'll become. I do not take no accolade. I do not take nothing. I return all the glory to him. It's all God. He's the master planner. It has just been God, And I feel like you can see you're the first child. I'm the first child. He made us the first for a reason.
Absolutely.
He made us the first
Absolutely.
for a reason.
Well, so we could lead the way for the rest of them to
You
shake
know, you
their head
know,
and
it,
what?
it, a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders, and
Yes,
he's giving you that mantle because he knows that you can handle that.
exactly.
Yes, and that's what you're doing, and
Absolutely.
that's it,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm doing too. In our ways differently.
Yeah.
So I just feel like the journey is just a testament of God's greatness.
I love it. I love it. That's fantastic. And I agree with you. I think that, whatever's going on in our lives, that there has been, there's something totally encoded in us where we are connected with that divine source. And if
True.
we will listen to it,
Yeah,
but so often it's like, we're getting a direction to do something and we're going, yeah, no, I don't think so.
you know.
Might stretch me a little too much. I don't think I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Wow, good for you. Good for you. So now that you're here, any plans in the immediate future, or are you just sort of getting rolling on what's happening here in Canada?
Okay, so like I will always say, when I came in, I had a lot of people that was trying to talk me off being an MC in Canada.
Mm.
Yeah, they were trying to. They were saying, "Oh, you really cannot do this." A lot of people are already MCs, and I keep telling them. I told them, my face, this face, will be on every billboard in the city of Canada. I keep saying it.
Well, I tell you something. Here's what I believe. I believe that when we set a clear intention,
Yeah,
God says yes.
true.
I absolutely believe that without a doubt, that with the clarity of vision that you have, you will move forward because the doors open, right? Like
Yeah.
there's a power in the universe that's far beyond any of us. And if we will be clear about what we want, that's when the universe, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, that's when it steps in and opens doors wide.
Not until I came into this space, I understood the power of the universe. I
Mhm.
have always said these things with faith. And to be honest with you, even though I did not know how these things were going to happen,
Yeah.
I always believed it was going to happen. I didn't know how. And I saw God opening the channels for me
Yeah.
gradually. He's brought people into my life already that they saw what I could do. They want to
Yeah.
invest in my career, and they are already a pathway to my greatness.
Absolutely. What is
So,
I
so
what I
I,
know about that, God always says yes.
yes. So this is for the younger generation. This is for people listening to me. If you say it in your head, speak it with your mouth, confess it, keep doing it, and walk in that path. Do not think of how it will work. Do not be bothered about it.
How is God
Yes,
a job?
just leave it to God. Just leave it to God. It would
Yeah.
happen. It would always happen.
Absolutely. Oh, this is such a great conversation. I love this. We're going to take a short commercial break and we're going to be back in 2 minutes. Don't go away. We're going to have a little more with MC Zlatan coming up.
Yes, 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 yes. See you in a bit.
Please help us say thank you to our organizational sponsors, including the Hepperlin Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake, Unity Spiritual Center, Kitchener, Om Center for Spiritual Living, La Mesa, Satya Center, Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and Center for Spiritual Living, Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. Thank you for making New Thought Media Network a place to be. Please come be you. And remember, like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
Watch me change when you change the way you look at things. The things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
And we're back with MC Zlatan. All right. So there we
So
go.
let me tell you. Since I got in here, they call me the Mike Beast of Toronto. So you can also call me the Mike Beast. You know,
Mike Beast. I love it.
Mike Beast. Yeah.
So good. So as you're journeying along, what are some of the things you hope to inspire in the youth of today? Of which you're one, obviously. You're a young guy.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
first off, I don't look my age. A lot of people think I'm pretty much younger. I'm actually 35.
25?
35. 35.
35.
Yeah. You see? I don't look it right.
No, you don't. I'm
So
67. Do I look that?
you
I'm a
look
girl.
like you look like you in your late 40s or early 50s. Wow. Wow. So tell me, what's the secret? I need to learn. What's the secret? I want to learn.
What's the secret? Well, I'm not exactly sure.
I think I know. I think I know the secret.
I'm happy. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, so I was about saying that first off, your smiles are contagious. You know, the life that you bring with those smiles, it's lights up the world.
Oh, bless you.
So,
Well, I got to say, your smile does the same thing.
I have
So,
a picture. I have a picture of we together. I'm gonna send that to you. If you see your smile, if you see your smile in there, you'll be like, what?
who is that woman with that good-looking guy? Maybe I shouldn't show it to my husband. He'll be going,
No, no, no. She's my mom. She's my mom. My mom from another mother. Or maybe she's my mom reincarnation. So this is my mom. She came back. She came back to look after me. You know.
yeah,
So this is to every young champ there that has the vibe. Do not let no one kill that vibe in you. A lot of negativity around people that cannot do what you can do.
yeah,
The reason why they would want to bring you down is because they cannot do it.
yeah,
So if they cannot do it, they think you cannot do it. And the moment you listen to them, it means you cannot do it.
exactly,
So
exactly.
one of my greatest motivation is people trying to tear me down. The
Mhm.
greatest mistake you will do is to tell me I cannot do it. The moment you tell me that's the truth. The moment you tell me I cannot do it, now you're gonna see the real Mike Beast. I will do it
Beast has
twice.
been released.
You know, once you tell me, oh, you're not good, I'm like, really? Now let's get to it. Now bring it on. Now let's get to it. If you tell me I cannot do it, I will do it twice and take pictures. So this is to anyone watching this. Do not let anyone water you down. If they cannot do it, does not mean you cannot do it. We are different people. The world is this is a world of over billions of people. You know, we do our things differently. So if you failed in this area, doesn't mean I would fail. Even if you had a better circumstance, even if you had a better upbringing, even if you had a better situation, and you still failed, doesn't mean I would fail.
Exactly.
You know, because coming from where I came from, it's a whole lot. I have a whole lot of reasons to have failed. You know, when I had I was the official host for Guinness for 1 year, 2017, 2018. I hosted the Malta Guinness Motivator. I hosted Sads and Brown. I hosted Brand Guinness. I hosted all Guinness events, and I was on TV and everywhere. And my friends were like, "We see you every day. We'll play together with you, man. You're now global. You're going global. You're on TV and all of that." And I'm like, these things, this is just a testament of me knowing that it's something I can do.
Yeah,
The moment you set your mind to it,
you can do it.
leave all negativity behind you. We all have problems. We all have our down moments. We all have this. We have those elements of fears and doubts.
We do.
We all do. But just make sure those positivity overshadows and overcomes your fears and doubts. The doubts will come. The fears will come. The worries will come. So,
Yeah.
but the moment you stand tall, it makes you a better man.
or a woman. I like it. I think that's a great message for kids today. Like my youngest is 19,
Okay.
and when she graduated last June, I still remember some of her friends who were focusing on where they're going to go to university or what they're going to do. And a lot of them are thinking about not necessarily what their passion is, but what it is they think they can earn a living at. So it's how can I make some money rather than,
Make an impact.
yeah, what would I love to do? What makes my heart sing?
True.
And then bringing that to the table, right?
So let me sorry to cut you. Let me tell you something real quick. I want this to be on record because this I'm about to say is going to my dad.
Okay.
When I finished my university, my dad called me. He asked me, he says, now that you're done with school, what's next? What do you want to do? I said I wanted to be an MC. I want to be an event host. I know how to discuss sports too. I can run commentaries and all of that. And he says, how do you want to make a living off that? How do you want to make money from that? What if you don't get events? What if you don't get gigs? I said, I know that's what I want to do and that's what I'm going to do. And he says, no. Do you know what he did? He enrolled me in, he took me to a place where I could learn how to repair phones. So he paid. See, he paid and told them that I must not leave. He paid for 6 months that I must not leave. I must learn how to repair a phone. And guess what? I got there. Week 1, I was, you know how to repair a phone. I was just seated, trying to learn how to open the screw of a phone, do da 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 da. Week 2, and I was like, no, I wasn't meant for this. I wasn't meant for this. And what happened? On the second week, I got a call. Like, oh, MC Z, where you at? There is an event. Would you like to? I said, yeah, I would. I didn't tell my dad. I didn't tell my boss that I was learning from. I just ran. Disappeared. And he called my dad. He said, how? Your son, I've not seen him for 2 weeks. He's not been coming to learn and all of that. And my dad said, don't worry about him. And he called me. You know, my son, I paid a lot of money for you to go learn and you ran away. He practically disowned me. And I was like, fine. I knew what I wanted. And I'm glad I chose this path. And now he's happy and proud.
Oh. Well, and good for you, because so often kids listen to their parents. And
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting, kids out there, that you ignore your parents.
Sure.
But what I am suggesting is you know best who you are.
Yeah.
And what I learned in all of my years, because I worked in a lot of areas that were not my passion, not my love. And when I found my passion, that's when I stopped working.
Wow.
Now I just get to enjoy everything. And when you do what you love, you will never work a day in your life. Everything you do will be your joy. Everything you do will be adding to
I'm
your
seeing fulfillment.
and to the world around you. Everybody
Yeah.
will be better. Yeah.
I'm seeing fulfillment from what you do. You feel so fulfilled.
Always. Yeah. There's nothing else I would do,
That's what I was telling a friend of mine. He was saying, oh, why don't you, now that you're in Canada, why don't you go try a PSW course or do something? And I said to him, I would never do something that going to work every morning, I will have to look at the time and say, oh, I'm supposed to have 10 o'clock shifts. When am I leaving this job? When do we close? I really want to leave the job because it sucks, because I really would not like it. If I was to be working in a company and I'm supposed to work 6 hours a shift, I would always look at the time every hour to know if the time is up, because I want to leave. But I just want to leave. I'm tired. I want to leave. But if I'm in a radio space, I can talk for 10 days. I can keep talking. Because it makes me happy. It's something I love to do. It's a passion. It's a drive in me. So I will just keep doing this even without looking at the time.
That's the difference. And I
Yeah.
worked a lot of jobs that I wasn't in love with, but did it for the paycheck. The joy of being, a mother and for a while a single mom,
Pick up
and
the bills. Yeah.
there's lots to do. And if you haven't realized that the universe is for you,
Hmm.
right? I think sometimes we get confused and we think that whatever God would want for us, number one, is going to be boring, hard, and difficult.
Cool.
What if, what if God loves you and made you perfectly to do something great
True.
that you love and would say yes to you? What about that? That's kind of how we're living.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how I'm living right now, too. I'm doing what I love to do.
So that's why I can see even from the expressions on your face, you love it from within. It's showing already. It's not something that you are coerced or forced to do. It's something that you do naturally. You see?
Yeah,
So
it's
it's a
great.
point of fulfillment.
Yeah. I think, it's interesting. Even I have 4 children, and looking at my kids, 3 of them are very artistic. One of them is a jock, very much into sports and
Wow.
training and stuff like that. And yet, all 4 of them are doing their unique thing that they
Hmm.
love to do.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's ultimately, if we can get everybody on earth to do that, imagine how much better the world would be.
I feel like especially for where I come from in Africa,
Yeah.
our parents would never give their children the opportunity to do what they really want to do.
No, they wouldn't. No.
In Africa, the life of the kids are always planned by the parents. I
Yeah.
want you to be a doctor. I want you to be a lawyer. I want you to be an engineer. They already know what they want you to be. And that's why most of the children are not successful in those areas.
Right.
Because imagine a child that loves football, and you're trying to push him to be a doctor.
Yeah.
If he's not smart enough to become a doctor, he's gonna fail.
Yeah. And I know that parents are wanting the best for their kids. I think the reason we push our children to be doctors or lawyers or engineers is because we want them to make a good living. They won't have to work as hard as we did.
Yeah,
We've got lots of good reasons for it.
yeah,
It's just in the grand scheme of things, they don't actually make sense.
true,
And there's
true,
so many people who have these great degrees who aren't using them, but they
true.
still have the huge student loan to try and pay it off. And so I love that you've just been listening to your heart.
Always, always,
Always.
always. I've been that stubborn child. Like if this is what I want to do, it will take only the grace of God for it to walk me out of it. I will do it.
The grace of God is going to keep you in it, I'm sure.
Surely, surely,
Exactly.
surely. Yeah.
Now, what about your siblings? Like, are all them sort of in professions, or have they done like you and found their path?
Okay, so my younger brother is a businessman.
Mhm.
He's into clothing and all of that. He sells caps and clothes and all of that. My one of my younger brother, he took after my dad. He's a police officer.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So everyone just had to. I think out of everyone in my family, I'm about the only one that took after what I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did everybody else know what they want to do? Because sometimes people don't know.
I'm sure they don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't. They
Yeah.
don't. Because for my younger one, he's done like 7 different things.
Yeah.
He sees this, he wants to do. He sees this, he wants to do everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because he hasn't found his inner spark as
True.
yet as to who he
True.
really is. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. I watched a movie a while ago. It's a Bollywood type film, and it's
Okay.
called The Three Idiots, and it's about a group of guys going to university in India. And again, the focus is on everybody being engineers. But of
Whoa.
course, they're not all meant to be engineers. They're not all good at that. Or,
Yeah.
there's something else they're passionate about. But you see the poverty and you see the family trying to get their children out of that poverty. So
Mm.
I understand the parents, being a parent myself, I
Wow.
get it that we want that. But at the same time, the overall happiness and the ability to have a career that you can do for a long time,
Mm.
that's worth a lot.
True.
And that's
True.
what you have. You're doing what you love.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it came with a price. It
Of
came with a
course it
price.
does. Yeah.
It came with a price of rejection. It came with a price of hate. I didn't speak with my dad for like four years. He wasn't talking to me. I was rejected. Like it came into a whole lot. So if I wasn't strong, to be honest, this path I chose, if I wasn't this strong, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, when I look at some of the youth today that have even chosen to die by suicide, a lot of it has to do with just the pressures of living a life that's not by their own design.
True.
How do I fit? Or they are living authentically what they want to, but being rejected by the people around them.
True.
And that happens a lot too. So good for you. You're an inspiration. You're an inspiration. So if you were talking to, a group of young men and young women today, what one piece of advice do you think would be the most important thing for them to hear?
Do not rush it. No pressures. No pressures. No, no. It's fine to fail. It's fine to fail. You cannot figure everything out just in one piece, just at a time. You know, know that failure is part of the process.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of the younger generation, they want to succeed at the first trial. Yes, they when they see the big people already grown, they do not realize that they had to put a lot of hard work into where they are right now. They
Mhm.
just want to, get the mic and boom, they're famous. Now it doesn't work that way.
No, it
It's a
doesn't.
process. It's a
It really is a process.
it's
Now,
a
do you do any acting?
do
Like,
I what?
do you any acting?
Yeah, in my early days, I think I was on 300 level. I featured in some movies,
Yeah.
so it's part of my career. I think at some point of my life, now I'm in Canada. I'm open for soap operas. I'm open for movies.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You have to find yourself an agent to handle that so you can get some commercial spots or some movie spots, stage spots.
You're my mom now. You could be my agent. Find me the sponsors. Let's get to it. I'm open.
Yeah, I don't have the time to be a sponsor, but I can definitely fill in as a mom model. That I can do. I can do for
Yeah,
sure. And
yeah.
definitely drop your name wherever. Like it's
I
uh,
appreciate.
yeah. When I look at the work that is being done and the level of commitment and energy you have for what you do, that's what really excited me about meeting you. Is
Oh,
just that you have a passion for your work that is so far beyond the average person today,
wow,
especially in this country.
wow.
There's so many people kind of putting in time, and you're not doing that. You are living. And that I find really inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm.
You're making me blush. Oh, I'm blushing.
That's okay. A little blushing is good.
Yeah, it is.
No, I think it's important for young people to know that you can, in fact, find what you love and figure out a way to get there.
True, true,
Yeah, and how is not your job. That's the universe.
true,
We let
true,
God look after that piece, and we just set the intention.
true,
Yeah,
true.
yeah. So if you could have the biggest, greatest breakthrough, what would that look like? A career breakthrough. How would that look?
Ah, you know, at this point where I am right now, I still always think about the big dream. I've always worked towards the big dream, and like I said, I've always seen myself global. I've always seen myself global, even beyond Canada. I've always seen myself as I love Trevor. I love Trevor Noah. I love him a lot. I watch
Mhm.
him. I watch Cat Williams. I people, and I also have some um, event hosts in Nigeria that I watch a lot and I love them. Ik Osakodua is someone I love so much. Um, Basket Mouth is a comedian. Is someone I watch and respect so much. So
Yeah.
these guys have achieved. They've gotten to a point of their career that it's something to learn from. I really do not want to be like anyone, to be honest.
Well,
I
you
don't want to be like, no,
can't.
I just want to be like me.
Good
You know?
thing, because everybody else is taken.
Yeah, that's why I feel like my brand is different.
Hmm.
I do. I'm a combination of the MC, the hype, the OAP. I'm just like, if you book me for an event, you're having an all in one piece. You
Yeah.
know, when it comes to the comedy, I give it to you. When it comes to the hype, when it comes to being corporate, I'm just an embodiment of all in one. So I feel like I'm different with my craft, and I think everyone should just do. It's good to be inspired by people, but I feel like you don't have to imitate or copy people.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
So
So
when you're in front of an audience, right? You've just stepped in to the crowd. Maybe you don't know everybody. What is your inspiration for getting that energy moving? Because
now
you
let me
bring it pretty high right off the top. So
let me share a secret with you.
yes, I love it.
Let me share a secret with you.
Good.
I don't want to say this, but I'll say it. Every time you watch me go on stage, every time you see me, when you begin to see me on the international scene, which would happen real soon,
Yeah.
always remember I told you this. My first 10, 15 seconds, I'm always tensed.
Yeah.
You know, but I know how to manage myself syncing with the crowd. The crowd has always been my greatest inspiration.
Yes.
I always, once I hold the mic in front of in front of the crowd, and I see the faces, the first 10 seconds, the first 10, 15 seconds, I'm like, oh my God, I'm here again. And immediately I start smiling. Once I start smiling, I start getting the whole of myself back. And yes, I'm here, you
Yeah.
know, and I take it off from there.
Where you
So, so it's always good for people. This is for people listening. It does not say it is magical for you to just go there and boom. It's like a plane. A plane will always walk, run before it flies,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There's always a takeoff spot. So I will first of all take the crawl, take the walk, take the run before I fly.
And then I love that. I love that. And I
Yeah.
know for myself as well, one of the most interesting moments in my career was the very first time I spoke publicly at a paid gig when somebody was actually paying me to do something. And I was
Cool.
speaking to a women's group in Alberta, and I'm standing behind the lectern and reading my notes and trying to connect with the audience, but I don't think I was doing a great job at that point. But I stepped out from behind the lectern to write something on the whiteboard, and I could feel the energy of the people in the room.
Whoa.
And all of a sudden, there was like this. And the talk that I was going to give, I still touched on probably all the points, but it showed up completely different. And I
Wow.
realized that it was a collective experience.
Wow.
I wasn't giving them something. We were creating something together.
Wow. Wow. I love that perception. That's real different. That's different. So let me ask you. So in your career, have you at any point gone to maybe an event and you were supposed to speak and let's say for the first 10, 15 seconds, you forgot everything? It happens to you?
Oh, of course it does. Of course it does. In fact, I remember being hired to speak at a church one time, and the topic was on grace. And for whatever reason, I couldn't figure out what grace meant. I'm reading in the dictionary. I'm looking it up online. Nothing.
Came up. You were blank.
I was blank, and I arrived at church, and I'm still blank. And I get up to do the opening prayer, and I'm still blank. So I prayed for grace.
You prayed for grace to get the grace to speak about grace.
So I get up to speak when it's my turn to present, and I stand up and I'm like, I'm thinking in my mind, that 10, 15 seconds, I've got nothing. And then all of a sudden,
it would come. It would come. It would always come. It would always come.
It always comes for sure.
There was this point of my career when I was working with an agency back in Nigeria, and I think the agency was about to lose the contract from the country. I think then it was a mattress, a foam company. It was Mocha Foam, I guess. And they said I was supposed to be the host. They had an MC earlier, but I think the client did not like his performance, so they reached out to me, and I came on board. And the event was supposed to be the next day. In Africa, we do things impromptu. Like you're supposed to do an event in the next 1 hour, and they're going to tell you now, and you have to be prepared now.
Yep.
Over here, if you have an event like this meeting, you already told me, like, let's say like a month, you give me time to prepare. In Africa, you don't have that time to prepare. You don't have that time. You could be the next 2 hours, like, hey, you're going up. And they gave me the book I was supposed to read was this big. And I had less than 24 hours. And when I came into the space, and people were wondering, like, who's this guy? Are you sure he can handle this? And the person that referred me said he's good, he's the best. I said, okay, let's see what's gonna happen. And the D-Day came, and the client was standing, my boss was standing, the people I was supposed to address were secondary school pupils. They were all standing, and they gave me the mic, and I had the floor. I stood with the mic, and I forgot everything.
Yeah.
I was standing like a tree. Now, the funny thing is, the people watching would not realize what was going on in my head. I was blank. Everything I prepared in my head was off. So what I did was I stood there with the mic and I started smiling. I smiled for like 5 to 7 seconds, and I immediately engaged the crowd with a game. So so immediately I did that. The crowd were going through the game. And immediately the game was going on. I started remembering everything started coming to my head. Gradually, and that was it.
We have to wrap. We're at the end of our hour already. I'm going to have you back. Z, because this has been really good. We have to go.
Okay.
Wow. Z, thank you so much. You're a remarkable MC. You're doing a great job. And I think you're phenomenal. And everybody who's watching, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see
Yes,
you.
you should. You should. Before you go, I wanna teach you something. So it's how we greet. It's called a pidgin English. So I will say how far. It means how are you, and I'll teach you what you respond with. If I say how far, you will say I do. How far?
Had you?
No. I do.
Deal.
Correct.
Bye for now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.